Okay, question for the panel. In your opinion, is sex work, quick answers if you can, is sex work a legitimate career option for women today, starting with you, going around the table?
I mean, if you can monetize off of it, then sure.
I mean, not for me, but like, do what you gotta do, I guess.
And do what you gotta do.
I'm a supporter.
Supporter, okay.
No. No.
Again, not for me, but like if they have to, then
No.
No.
I have a question for you. Do you think there's a scenario where any woman has to do sex work?
yeah, I don't think so, but like I can see how like for some people, like if they're really struggling for money, that's the easiest option for them, and I'm not gonna say anything if that's what they choose to do.
Or being born into
$69
certain
TTS starting now.
things.
I mean, you can be born into sex work. I didn't know that.
Yeah, for sure. Like
How?
if you're trafficked, like if your mom was trafficked, and then you have to.
Yeah, but sex work is a choice. Like we're talking like you're choosing to make an OnlyFans, or you're choosing to prostitute
Yeah, I don't
yourself.
think we're
not
talking about
talking about
trafficking.
child sex
Yeah.
trafficking.
What I was going to say before was on my close friends, I like to twerk. That's something I enjoy doing. So that is why.
What?
Yeah, I actually love it. So why not?
You like to twerk?
I do.
Like, do you?
I literally enjoy it.
Okay, yeah, that's valid.
So my friend was
like
like,
when-
"You need to make OnlyFans," and I'm like, "Why not?"
Because you like to twerk.
I mean, I could sell that. So
Is that what you sell on? You said you do tarot readings.
I do
So is it like
astrology.
tarot, part twerking?
So if you were to go on my page, it's astrology information. There's people that follow me for astrology. But if they would like to see other things in the messages, they can buy a twerk video.
What's the best month for twerking?
I'm not consistent. It's not my first job. It's not something I'm like, this is all what I'm going to do.
You
like,
mean like what zodiac sign?
Yeah, like what's the best like zodiac for twerk? Like, are there certain like Jupiter rising? Is that a good
oh,
time to
please.
twerk?
Oh, please. I don't
No,
even
that's
know.
I'm serious. That's a serious question.
What? Repeat that question. I'm sorry.
Like if it's like if you're Capricorn, and it's that time of the
It's like
it's the
Capricorn
Jupiter
season.
rising.
So we got to twerk.
Is that like a good time to twerk?
There's always a good time to twerk.
It's always a good time to twerk.
It actually releases trauma because you hold trauma in your hips. So shake that shit.
Wait, hold on. Say that one more time, just the way you said it.
I said twerking releases trauma. You hold trauma in your hips. So shake that shit.
What?
Period.
Wait,
What
twerking?
in the woman
Yeah.
prattle?
Twerking,
Are we talking about
wait,
holding trauma in your hips and
You
your
do.
twerking releases trauma.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta do that. I
also like a
I got some
cultural
hangups.
thing.
I gotta
It is.
start twerking, boys.
It's like a voodoo witchcraft
Sign
thing.
me up.
Basically.
Sacral chakra releasing.
Oh Lord.
Exactly, but sure.
Do you think I would benefit from twerking?
Yes.
I've got some
Twerk for us, Brian.
Some stuff I'm
Just
dealing
like, wind your hips. just a
Brian's
little
really
bit.
going through some stuff.
going through some stuff. Let me go to the twerk doctor.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
we're
work
doing
exactly.
You and Brian.
No, honestly though, if you
Do
guys
can you get a prescription from a doctor? Like maybe not like a MD, but like a homeopathic doctor.
let me say this.
Cloud Flying donated $69. Brian, what happened to Chase? His last appearance was great, but he's MIA. 6,969,696,969.
Thank you, sir. Chase, he was on. He joined me for the interview with Orion Taraban, but yeah, he's been on in a while. I think he doesn't really like arguing with strumpets. That's what he that's what he told me. He said he doesn't like arguing with strumpets. But that's kind of it.
JP donated $69. Won't bow because it feels like worship, but wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife as Christ is the head of the church. Oops.
I think that's a tough one on this panel because there's only like what, 2 of us that are Christians.
I'm a Christian.
Okay, so there's.
I was raised
Wait,
Christian.
who's Christian? You're Christian?
Yes.
What
Anonymous
denomination?
donated $69. Twerk Brian, let's see that dump.
Throw it back.
Where's this like? Did somebody catch a glimpse? Like people keep saying I have a dumpy, or like a fatty.
You're not
No?
denying it.
What you gonna do with it?
Whoa. What you gonna do?
Oh.
No, I don't know. Nothing. Nothing.
What I was gonna say was, that if you look it up, doing yoga as like for women,
Yeah.
it actually does release trauma throughout your hips. So twerking,
I believe
yoga, stretching, it's a thing.
I believe it.
I was gonna ask the priest this morning for some holy water. I was gonna put in a squirt gun, and then when you guys said anything,
Oh,
like I
shit.
just, but
Damn.
I didn't do it. So kind of
I got my
regretting it.
makeup
right now. Oh, it's holy water, so it won't ruin your makeup. It'll just like get you out of your pagan nonsense.
I'll twerk for a Bitcoin.
You know what?
If somebody donates a Bitcoin, I'll do it.
So when I want to twerk on my OnlyFans, it's a problem. But you gonna twerk for Bitcoin?
Like,
Everybody has their price.
Exactly.
there it
Everybody.
is.
Bitcoin, what is that? 70K right now? Mm-hmm. Shit.
Well,
What were you saying about Christians and denominations?
Oh, yeah. What's your denomination?
I'm Seventh-day Adventist.
Is that like Protestant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody else here religious?
I was raised Baptist.
Oh, well, we know you're LDS. You're
I was raised Baptist.
Twerk.
I'ma
Twerk
say
God. You believe in the
raised
twerk God?
Listen.
What would you say? Like, are you kind of new age, or do you follow any specific thing besides astrology? Or
So like I was saying, I was raised in a Baptist church, Christian. My family is Christian. I'm sure that if I passed away, they are going to bury me as a Christian, like that form.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'd like to think about it. But I do, I like knowledge. Just like you like to read data and like science.
yeah,
That's me. So I like to learn new information and apply it to my life. I would consider myself spiritual though.
you would consider yourself spiritual, but you don't follow like a certain path.
I have before. Like I said, I was raised in the church, and I've also taken it upon myself while I was in college to go to church alone and have my own relationship with God. I still have a relationship with God, but I also believe in learning other forms of practice.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if you've checked into like Hinduism or Theosophy or like New Age or different things, or
I haven't.
if you just kind of do the spirituality buffet where like I take a little yoga and a little astrology and a little bit of this and a little bit of that and kind of mishmash it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
What drew you to astrology?
I've always asked everybody their zodiac sign, and then I started to understand how like deep it is. Like your entire blueprint to your life is there. So it comes down to if you want to actually know that information, or if you don't. I never shove it down people's throat. I'm not gonna try and make people believe what I believe, but I do truly believe in it. It shows you, it can answer a lot in your life.
Brian,
The
where do you wanna
eyebrows.
go?
I'm just so caught up in this astrology talk.
Mike Davis donated $69.
Oh, look, it's fucking empty.
Brian, I am not impressed with this panel.
Hey.
I want to see prettier females in the future.
Sorry to disappoint.
Mike Davis, I was a fan of you before, but after that, I don't know.
Wow.
I'd like to see your face on here.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
scroll it down just a little bit. This is Mike Davis. He's the resident roaster. He likes to roast a lot. Scroll it up a little bit. You're cutting off his Burger King hat. He owns multiple Burger Kings, many Burger Kings.
I like y'all breakfast.
Actually, Mike Davis is single, so
Well, he doesn't like anybody over here, so
can I say
He's
you're
not impressed.
she's not impressed. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
Mike Davis, maybe say something nice, and I can set up a date. Can I get you a date with one of the ladies? Okay. Anyways, I did want to come to you actually over here. So you've never had a boyfriend ever? Never. It doesn't even sound like you've been on a date.
No.
Are you religious at all, or no? Just haven't found the right guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, you've never done anything with a guy then?
Not beside kissing.
Okay. So you're a virgin then?
Yeah.
And are you waiting until marriage or
No.
no? Just the right guy?
Yeah.
Do you have a sense of maybe you're not waiting until marriage, but like I assume you don't want to have a one night stand too?
No, I do.
Would you prefer it to be like a boyfriend at least?
Mhm.
Something like that? Okay. Good times. And are you thinking maybe sophomore year is going to be the year, or are you still going to just be forever alone?
I mean, I don't know. I hope
What?
not.
Sorry. Okay. All right.
So if you don't want to wait till marriage, like
I'm kidding.
how do you
You'll be fine.
determine? It just seems a little ambiguous for me. Like, how long do you have to be with a boyfriend, or?
I mean, I don't think you have to be with anyone for anything, like, or like,
you.
I'm okay with one night stands too. Like, I wouldn't do it because I just don't think I'd be comfortable if I don't know the person.
But you're
And-
fine with it.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
I don't have nothing against it.
Okay. You know what we should do? We should do the Bumble section. So, we're going to do a segment called. Actually, it doesn't even have a name. But
Bumbling.
we're going to have you each get. Oh, hold on.
Remember Memorial Day donated $69.
Thank you, man.
Hi
Appreciate it.
Brian, US Army veteran here. Joined age 28, now 33, physically/mentally messed up from it. Affecting dating life versus before, lost riz, body pain, wondering the girl's thoughts/advice with ex-military.
So, like, would they date a guy who is ex-military? I think I could frame the question like that. Would you date a guy? How about would you date a guy who's? Well, you did say ex-military.
Timothy donated $69. Brixham. What are you gonna do with all that junk? All that junk inside your trunk? You should consult your doctor to see if twerking is right for you.
Good, the twerk doctor. Thank you, Timothy. So, would you guys date? How do I frame this? A guy who was in the, because he says ex-military. Would you date a veteran?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading that. Yes, I would. I had to reboot. Yeah.
You would? What about you?
Yeah, I mean, just like any person, I gotta know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have dated ex-military, and he had PTSD, and that was really scary.
So you wouldn't, if you were single, you wouldn't date somebody?
If they saw like combat, like intense combat, I
Okay.
would say no. But if they didn't do much, didn't see much, then I would say, yeah, I have no problem.
Yeah, I would date them.
Me too.
Rachel? Well,
Yeah. I mean, if I was single and he was
yeah,
cool.
if you're single, yeah. Okay. And, wait, shoot, I had a question related to this, but he's joined at age 28, he's now 33. Is this Mason from the future?
Aw, Mason. Good luck, Mason.
Yeah, he's going off to the Air Force. Dating life, wondering the girl's thoughts, advice. The ex-military.
I don't
Yeah.
really know what kind of advice he wants. Advice.
See a therapist. Not like in a bad way, but
Therapy?
Talk about therapy.
No. Wait, hold on. There was
agree
something
with
else I wanted to
therapy?
go to.
No.
But, wait, oh, I remember what it was. Wait, so you're saying like you and your totally off topic. You said you like to argue with your husband. Can we do a role play here? Like, let me hear you angry. Go ahead. I'm your husband. Take it out on me. Go ahead. It's good. It's therapeutic. You said he likes to poke you a little bit, right?
Say something mean to her.
Okay,
Gotta
all right.
Make her mad.
Ah, man, like,
Be like, you really sucked out there on that
Yeah,
surfboard
you-
today. You know.
you missed that fucking set wave. What are you, fucking kook?
So he'll watch me compete sometimes, and he'll say that kind of stuff. He'll be like, God, you were paddling so slow. Why did you not wait for the bat? And what would I say back to him? But he's a good coach, so I appreciate his feedback. In the moment, I'd be like, that's really not a good time to be saying that to me after I just got out of the water. I don't know.
Say it how you would say it if we were arguing.
That's really fucked up. Do you really have to talk to me like that right now? I just got out of the water. Let me put my jersey away.
There we go.
That's
There
pretty
we
good.
go. Well, I don't know if it was good.
I mean, it was good.
But it
She
was
got
good.
in the role. She got into the mood.
Because you're like kind of soft spoken and no.
It's
But there's
an
another. There's a
illusion.
dark side of
Cloud Flying
That's a dark
donated
side.
$69. Ladies, you must choose. Boyfriend who thinks astrology is whack bullshit or become a submissive wife.
Bullshit.
Rachel, what does submissive mean to you?
Okay, so first question, boyfriend who thinks astrology is whack. Wait, what? Choose. So date a guy who thinks astrology is whack or become a submissive wife. Okay, those are the options.
They go together, but
Yeah, I was gonna.
So you have to choose.
No,
Like if your friend's like, oh, what sign are you? And the guy that you were dating is like, I think that's stupid. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Would you rather date
a
him?
bunch of men that don't believe in astrology? So
I mean, I already don't. I mean, no offense, I don't care. But, so yeah.
So the choice is you have to date a guy who thinks astrology is bullshit, or you have to be a submissive housewife. Well, that's
Yeah, I think we all think that like the guy who thinks astrology is whack is probably going to be the same guy that you're submissive
Right.
housewife to. Is that what we're?
Well, I guess the
Yeah.
scenario
I mean, it's pretty
here.
common.
The question is probably
The-
directed at her.
Here's the scenario. So the boyfriend thinks astrology is whack, but it's a 50-50 relationship,
Oh.
or you become a submissive housewife, but he's all for astrology. I guess that's the
Seems
counterpoint.
unlikely, but yeah.
It
I
does.
would be
yeah.
the submissive housewife. Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
I'd be the submissive housewife. But why does he believe in astrology?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with the believing in astrology thing.
I would date the guy who thinks astrology is whack.
I think I would be the submissive housewife.
Wait, you would date the astrology is whack guy
Yeah.
versus being the submissive wife?
Yeah.
Do you not want to be submissive in your relationship?
Like, what do you mean by submissive?
Like bowing.
That was the second part of the question.
Yeah, so the second part is, Rachel, what does submissive mean to you?
To me, it's a biblical thing, but I think in general it just means that you submit to your husband. So in all things. So there's none of this. Well, you have to consult me first, and I have to agree with everything, and you have to justify everything before you can make the decision. And we have, like the 50-50 thing. I think submission is you're saying, look, yes, you're in charge of everything, and I submit to your will in all things, but also that's because you have all the responsibility. So you need the authority to go with the responsibility, right? If we want the men to defend us with their life, pay for everything, handle all the tough situations, then they need the authority to go along with that level of responsibility, I would say.
So if you went home and Andrew was like, Rachel, astrology is real.
Mike Davis donated $69. Nothing honorable about being a puppet on the strings serving people who view you as disposable. Our enemies aren't some poor bum in cave in Afghanistan, but our leaders here. Military service is low IQ.
Is this in response to that military guy?
I don't know.
Yo, Mike Davis, thank you, dude. Good to see you back in the chat. I've been wondering where you were. I know you've been busy with them Burger King franchises. Let me just say this, Mike Davis. You will always be welcome at the Whatever Podcast.
You'll get it your way at the podcast, Mike Davis.
Ben George donated $69. Would you date a paramilitary member that bows to his wife and has a PhD in astrology?
What?
Sure.
Oh, whoops.
Super chatters are drinking today.
Okay, we'll go around, then we'll come back to the submission thing.
I'll say sure. Sure.
Wait, they believe in astrology? Is that what it said?
Yeah, they have a PhD in it.
Oh, they have a PhD.
And they'll bow to you.
No.
Yeah, why not?
No.
No?
No.
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 Did you want, I don't know if you two were having
Yeah,
a
she was
bit of
asking
a-
something
Yeah.
about if Andrew was into astrology.
Which I could totally see him doing. You'll get home off the plane and he'll be like, Rachel, astrology is legit.
Yeah, I think we all can see Andrew being super into astrology. We can all foresee that happening.
Would you submit to that?
No. No, because the thing about biblical submission is the one thing we don't have to submit to is if our husband is like trying to get us to do something inherently sinful, like something that is, especially like a mortal sin, like apostasy. No, you don't have to submit to that.
Wait, I have a question. Under Orthodox Christianity, is being an apostate punishable by death?
No.
Okay. Is that just in Islam?
Yeah.
Right?
As far as I'm aware, I don't know any other
I didn't-
religions where they kill you for it.
Okay. I just
Can you
wasn't
guys
sure if...
explain what an apostate is?
It's when you leave the religion. So it's like, say you're a baptized Orthodox Christian and you turn your back on the religion and you no longer practice or believe it. We do think that you'll be judged much more harshly
Right.
than somebody who was never baptized and doesn't believe. So
I was
Okay.
never
I know,
baptized.
Like Jehovah's Witnesses, like my grandmother's a Jehovah's Witness. So, like if you leave the church or whatever,
They shun you.
They shun
Yeah.
you.
Get
They'll
shunned.
shun your
Get shunned.
like your family too.
yeah.
Word.
So
We have a question here from Stifler. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10.
Graal Zulu donated $69. So, abortion. Thoughts?
Okay, why not? We'll come back to Stifler's question. Didn't you say that you had a couple, if I recall?
yes,
Okay. Just really quick, who's show of hands? Who's pro-choice? Show of hands. Who's pro-choice? Wait. Okay. Who's pro-life? You guys like roommates or something? Don't you guys live together?
We're neighbors.
Oh, neighbors? Do you guys like argue about this shit or?
No, we haven't
Never
talked about
Oh, you
it.
haven't. Oh, okay. That's the end of that friendship. Going to UCSB. Okay. So, I don't know. I don't really talk about abortion on the show, but
I mean,
you got anything, Rachel? You against it?
I'm against it. Yeah.
Against it?
We believe that it's, murder. So
Nickelodeon donated $69.
Nickelodeon,
Ladies of the panel,
Thank
of the men you've had a romantic relationship with, what percentage would you say were narcissistic or sociopathic?
Was actually
Shout out RW, you were great on Timcast.
Oh,
Chen was
thanks.
insufferable.
I like Lauren. Not like, not in that way, but like, she's been on the show. I thought she was reasonable.
Reyes Television donated $69.
We'll come to that, Nickelodeon.
LDS
We'll come back.
girl. Hi sister. Andrew said he wants to debate an LDS person. I don't think I'm ready for a conversation doctrine-wise, but would you be willing? If so, Brian/Rachel, can you make it happen?
I mean, would you want to debate? I don't know.
theology.
Debate like Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know if are you a debater?
I don't know if I'm like a debater.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like he would tear me to pieces.
Anime
But I definitely feel like I could stand up for what I believe.
$69. Would you rather your past partners remember you as the best sex they've had or the best relationship they've had? Assume average in the other of what you pick.
Anime thighs are my demise. Okay, interesting name. Really quick before we get to that, we had Nickelodeon. Of the men you've had, and by the way, Nickelodeon, I did read your chat that came in a while back. It took me a while to get to it, but just wanted to let you know I did read it.
Mike Davis
Your
donated
other chat.
$69.
Yo, MD, thank you,
The
bro.
message is simple. Serving in the military is nothing but beta behavior, bowing to masters who wouldn't shed a tear over your death. Enemies aren't abroad, they're right here in a suit and tie.
Mike Davis, though, do you think there's been any wars, at least in the U.S. history, that were righteous? Or any military conflicts in recent history that have been righteous wars? Or do you think they've all been like, nah? Okay, anyways, thank you, Mike Davis. Appreciate it. Wait, so okay, we had two things here. Nickelodeon asks, of the men you've had romantic relationships with, would you say they were narcissistic or sociopathic?
yes, definitely.
How many men would you say?
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. What about you? Any narcissists or sociopaths?
I wouldn't necessarily define it like that. No.
Okay, what about you?
Yes.
No.
No.
Not applicable.
Not N-A.
NA.
N-A.
No.
No.
Okay.
But I will say, if you think the majority of your past partners have been narcissists, it's a you thing. You're the common denominator. there.
Shots fired.
You know.
Do you care to respond to the accusation?
It's been one of my partners, and I got out of that. So I'm willing to admit that I was accepting of that, and now I'm not.
I think if it's one, like say you've dated 10 guys and it's one, that could be a one-off. That could be a wild card. But if it's 3 out of 4, you gotta
I just have
look
bad
at like.
choices in men. That's what it
Yeah.
is, because it's honestly truly not me. But yeah, to each their own.
Word. Okay, and then we did have from Anime Thighs Are My Demise. I'll let her read it again.
Anime Thighs Are My Demise donated $69. Would you rather your past partners remember you as the best sex they've had or the best relationship they've had? Assume average in the other of what you pick.
You rather your past partners remember you as the best they've had, or the best relationship they've had?
I'd rather be the best relationship.
Yeah, best relationship.
Relationship.
Best relationship.
Best relationship.
Best relationship. Best relationship.
Me too. Wow, that's interesting.
We finally have a consensus.
Best sex.
I think most guys would say that, don't you
Yeah.
think?
I don't know.
That guys would generally rather be remembered for the best D and not like, oh, he was such a great boyfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, thank you for that question. Let's see here. Where were we? Oh, Stifler, of course, Stifler. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10, starting with you. Go ahead.
10.
7.
10.
7.
7.
Like right now 5 or 6, but like if I had time to get ready and stuff, probably like a 7 or an 8.
I think a 7.
I'd say 5.
Who said 10?
All right, now pause. As somebody that likes natural women, if a woman says they think themselves are a 10, how is that bad?
Don't you have lip filler?
I do.
I also like modesty in women. You know, that's kind of a thing. But I'm just going to say it.
Brian, you always say
You
modesty.
two are not 10s.
You
In your
to you.
opinion.
Oh, I didn't rate myself. I'm a 5. There you go. Average.
you.
I'm average looking. I lose a little weight. I could get back to a 6 if I was better shape.
A 10 to you is an ironing board, which is fine.
An ironing board?
She's saying you don't like girls with tits and ass.
No, I never said that.
Right. He just said he prefers
I'm
it to
saying
fake.
I would prefer a girl.
So that's a 10 to you, though, right?
What do you mean? No.
No.
Okay. It was about plastic surgery. I'm not saying
your
big
preference.
boobs are nice, big butt is nice. I'm not. But if it's a choice between flat boobs and fake titties, I'd prefer small, flat, over fake titties. Now, if you're like, would you prefer a C cup over an A cup? I'd have a slight preference for the C cup. But I'm a labia guy.
But
Can-
here's my
can
thing.
you think of like a woman that we know who you would consider a 10?
Yeah,
Is
like
there
what
a-
celebrity?
Yeah.
There's no 10s.
Okay, period.
There's no
I'll accept
10s.
that.
So when you're talking
There's
about
not
like modesty
Celebrity,
too,
though.
are you referencing?
Well, there's face and body. Those are two different categories.
Okay, I have a question. So if the woman, because you say you don't rate 10, it's just at most probably a 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so say that person you would rate a 9, and then you ask them, how would you rate yourself? And they say 9. Because they rate themselves exactly as you would, does that not count because it's not modest, or would you then deduct points?
If
If you're 9,
assessment of them is that they're 9 and they're saying they're a 9,
Yeah.
I wouldn't object to their assessment.
Okay. No, just genuinely curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your modesty lend itself to other aspects, or is it just like
What do you mean?
how? Well, so you say you like modest women.
Yeah.
How they talk about themselves. Do you like modest women when it comes to clothing and things
Yeah.
like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to date a girl who's like, it's not a huge, like, she's got a bikini photo on her Instagram. It's not like, I mean, I would prefer if she had, honestly, no social media at all, or minimal social media, or a private Instagram.
Right.
And she posted tasteful, modest photos. So yes, I do prefer modesty in those realms too. Public-facing modesty, absolutely.